I must say, absolutely, I am so honored and I am so happy because I get all these guests come onto my show every week, Vegas Live with Ninon. And we're never short of guests, by the way. We never have to really go out there and get them. I don't even know your name. What is your name?
My name is Joylynn Ross.
Joylynn Ross.
Yeah, I came to you. You don't even know my name.
I don't even know her name. I have no idea who she is. But one thing I do know, I know she's an author. See, look, Joylynn M. Ross. And she's Think Like a Business. It's amazing how many people... How are you?
I am wonderful.
First,
how are
let's
you?
find out first how you are. It's amazing how many women mostly, but how many people go into business but don't learn about business or what business really is. They go in it and they lose their ass.
That's exactly what happens. And so when you combine being an author, writing a book, with a business, you lose a whole lot more.
I was going to say, when you're writing the book, that's even writing, acting, so anything you do in life is a business, because that's making money for you to take the next move, hopefully.
Absolutely. You hear people say all the time, well, writing's my passion, writing's my love, writing's my hobby, writing's even my ministry. Publishing is a business. When you charge me $14.95 for your book, baby, you're in business.
Yeah, yes, but most of them I can't get anybody to buy my book. Well, then go out there and find a way to get somebody to buy your book.
Exactly.
Make it that interesting.
Yes, make it a business.
Make it a business. She said it. Make it a business. Because business is always a business. And probably, this thing keeps coming down, but I'm having lots of fun with this because it's... whatever. By the way, I have to say, Joy, do you get called Joy or
yes,
Joylynn?
Joy. I get called Joy all the time. Yes.
Joy. Joy has actually put on our colours today. She's got the red. Those are our colours,
okay.
Red and black. So you're right in there. She dressed for the occasion, doesn't even know it. I love it.
Wonderful.
How long have you been writing?
I have been writing since the days of elementary school, journal writing, rainy day writings. I've been published since 1998 when I self-published my first work. Yes.
You self-publish yourself.
Do
you advise self-publishing?
I do, depending on what your goals are. See, I have done self-publishing, I've done traditional publishing, I've done POD, which is the print on demand. I'm what they call a hybrid author because I've chosen many different paths.
Well, never mind choosing them. You've also learnt them all.
I've learned them all.
So she knows how everyone is run, how they work, and what they do.
Yes, and why you should choose them. There's even a hybrid publishers now. Once upon a time, you would hear people say, if you have to pay to have your book published, then it's not a real publisher. That's no longer true. We have collaborative publishing. Yes, it's partnership publishing. And depending on what your goals are, that's the path you choose. But a lot of times with business, you plan your business out, or you should. With your book, you should plan it out. That's the mistake many authors make. Whether they have 5 or 10 books published, they don't have a business plan for their book to succeed.
They think, and I think I'm going to go on how how I would think, or how everybody thinks is, I've written this book, I'll put it on Amazon, I'll put it on this one, and everybody's going to buy it.
Absolutely. Once you run out of first cousins and neighbors, it's a wrap.
Cousins and Mom and Dad, you buy 100 of them.
Like sometimes your mama won't even buy it if she didn't like you, if you're not her favorite kid. So.
I love it. That is really funny. It's like, this would make a great Christmas present, a great birthday present, and then you run out.
Yes.
But at the same time, they don't usually pay for them. Usually you give them to them.
Absolutely. And we spend time trying to get our family and friends to support us. My family doesn't support us. They're not your customer.
So how does one become an established moneymaker on writing books?
First, you learn the business of writing. Commas, periods, all of that, your writing success, it's wonderful. But if you want a return on your investment, then you have to have publishing success. So you have to learn the business. You have to learn that the author, being an author, it's a job. So there's a job description, there's roles. Publishing is a business. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's job duties. And my book, Act Like an Author, Think Like a Business, that's a whole bunch of the job description, and that's not even all of it.
Which book is this? Is it the 4th, 5th, 6th? How many books have you written?
Okay, here we go. I'm 5 different people.
All right. Well, that's great. I love that because I love to be entertained. I have to sit here and say nothing.
I'm 5 different people. I started in this business as Joylynn.
She's only got 2 names in one, but there's 3 more after that.
I started this business as Joylynn M. writing erotica and women's fiction. Just
Women's rights and
yes,
women.
all kinds of stuff. And then I
You
started
found that
writing.
didn't work.
No, that worked, but then I changed genres. I went to urban lit and street lit, and I wrote some poetry, and I wrote a children's book. And then I started writing Christian fiction. You know, I went to church and got saved and couldn't write some of the stuff I used to write. And so that's when I got into Christian fiction. But now I put down my pen from writing fiction altogether so that other authors will keep their pens in their hand or pick them up so that they can tell their story, write them, and publish it in excellence. So I'm 5 different people. So
5 different people, all in one.
All in one.
What is the greatest thing that you could tell somebody out there when they turn around and say, I've got the best story and the greatest story? But to them it might be, but to the audience out there, how do they make that the greatest story out there that will capture most people? Because we're all different, we all, I say something to you and I say something to this person. You perceive it one way, you perceive it another way.
Right.
So when writing a book, you've got to kind of let everybody perceive it.
yes, you absolutely do.
So how would you advise someone, because they think that they've got the great story and I'm going to write all about my story. I happen to have a great story, but I haven't written it yet, so nobody knows it. But how would you advise someone, whether it's going to be good or not, or what they have to put in there to make it interesting and exciting?
It's so subjective, and me being 5 people, I have almost 40 books published under all those different genres.
See, now I know how many books you published. That was the beginning of the story. How many books you published? We now got to it.
Yeah, I might get off course sometimes, but I promise you I'm going to circle
catch
back.
it.
Yes, ma'am.
So you've actually written about 40 books, and that's
Yes.
poetry, this, that, everything.
Yes, a little bit of everything.
Oh, that's amazing.
And
Congratulations.
And it's subjective. Thank you. It's subjective. Not everyone will think they are as great as I think they are.
Yes.
You find your audience. You
Yes.
have to find that niche audience that is going to buy your book, who's going to need your book.
Yes.
A lot of times we try to be authors first.
Well,
we should
that's
be
right.
a resource first.
That's exactly what I said.
Yes.
We're going to write about ourselves and how we think, oh, lovely, I've done this and I've done that, which I have, but maybe other people won't think it's exciting. I don't know. Haven't written it yet. But so you've got to bring them in to like it.
Yes, you have to bring
What's
them
the
in.
hook?
You have to be a resource first. A lot of times we want to be an author first. We have egos. We're literary artists.
Everybody
We're
has an ego, and I don't care.
entertainers.
I don't have an ego.
I tell people all the time, I'm a literary artist. I'm a literary entertainer. Are you not entertained? And so with that being said,
I love it.
You want to make sure that you are that resource, that you are that person for that go-to niche audience. So you want to be a resource first, saying, hey, this is how I can help you. People want help, whether it's an escape for entertainment, whether it's a how-to, whether it's a cookbook.
Well, how did you become successful and I'm not successful? What can I get
Exactly.
from you
Exactly.
to make me like you? Well, not like you, but to make me sort of, be successful.
Exactly. And in being a resource, it's a 5-step process. You define a problem. You or your book needs to solve the problem. Your book needs to show the process, and then you have to have the results. But the 5th element is you have to let people know what the symptoms of the problem are. Some people don't know they have a problem until you give them the symptoms. Like,
Yes.
oh, geez, I am crazy.
I love that. I'll never find that
I
one
got
out
the
there.
symptoms. I hear the voices. Like, oh, yeah, that's me. So it's like...
But then they could commit it to themselves because they're by themselves, reading, listening, doing whatever
Yes.
they're doing, so they don't have to admit that to anybody else. But
Exactly.
so it's
Exactly.
a little bit of being honest. But then if you think your story is great, are they able to put other things in there that they could mystify, or they could make a bigger story out of it than it actually was to make it more of a drama?
Absolutely. You have different elements in your story, and you have to know, especially when you want to get publicity, free publicity, you have to know which one of those elements relate to what's going on in today's time.
Wow. Yeah.
I had an author friend who ended up on ESPN because she wrote a fiction book about a basketball player who was having an affair. Well, when a famous
How
basketball
unusual
player...
for a basketball player to have an affair. Come on.
Well, when a famous basketball player had an affair, God rest his soul, next we turn on the TV and she's on ESPN because she wrote a fiction book about it. But at the same time,
She attracted that attention.
she sure did. She connected the elements from her book.
Yeah.
So you got,
want to find out about what did he do, and he's a famous gossip, gossip, gossip.
yes. So even though you have a theme, a subject, a storyline,
Yes.
there's elements, tons of elements that you can create. All different types of, promotional experiences, material to have the media
To
attract
make
you.
people pick up the book and read it.
Yes.
That's what you need.
Yes.
I'm just gonna do a little bit of self-publicizing right here
Okay.
because I just got on the front cover,
Oh,
which I haven't seen. This is called
congratulations.
Seven Hills Neighbors, and this was just put out there. I haven't even read the article yet, but and that's something you can also do. The reason I'm showing you that is this is something that you can also do to get publishing out there, to get PR, and this is one of the things that you could sort of try to phone up your local newspaper or your local magazine. And don't think that you have to be up here to start. You can start in a little magazine, right?
Exactly.
And build your PR up and build it up. Oh, I saw her hair. Oh, look, she's over here now. And oh, look.
Yeah, build that media kit. And if the news doesn't come to you, you be the news. Make the
Yes.
news. Make life an assignment and then get paid for it.
Yeah.
If you go to
I like that. I like to get paid for it.
Yeah, make life an assignment and get paid for it. If you like going to the park, write an article about the park. If you like traveling, if you go to a concert, interview some of the other guests at the concert. So there's so many ways, especially if you love writing. And you do not have to love writing. I want to put that disclaimer out. A lot of people say
okay.
you have to love writing to get in this business. You have to
That's interesting to know.
be passionate about writing. You absolutely do not. You can hate writing. You don't even have to write to be the author of your
Well,
own
I became a
story.
sonnet writer, and I'm not a writer. And I also wrote another book, Joyful Volunteering. I don't know. I said I would never write because I'm the worst speller in the world. I'm the worst of all that stuff.
There's resources.
And and I got all those resources. Believe it. But it did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not and sonnets. I love sonnets because I love the flow of a sonnet.
Yes.
And it's funny because I'm not, but you can do it. And I know what you're saying is absolutely right because you can.
So if I could only just say one thing to your audience, it would be you don't have to be a writer to be the author
See?
of your own story. There's resources, there's ghostwriters, there's
Especially
book coaches,
now.
there's editors. Yes.
Especially now, Google. How do I write a book?
Yes.
Google. How do I?
Tell your
there's-
story.
Yeah, you can. You've got so many places to go now and everything else.
Yes.
What about the younger generation? Are they going into writing, or are they getting more more sort of computer, ticky-tocky and all this stuff? They are, aren't they?
It's very strange working with the younger authors because if you don't understand text language, sometimes you don't know how to edit it. It's like I'm calling my teenagers in the room. What does LOL mean? Of course, I know what
know.
LOL means,
Now
but
you
that's
do.
just an example.
I
But
pretended for a long time I knew what it meant. And now I have somebody that I'm sort of working with right now, and she keeps putting all these abbreviations out, and I said, would you please not put these abbreviations out? I said, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes.
Because you might know it
Mm-hmm.
in your language and your world, but maybe I might know it too, but maybe the people we're talking to, they don't have no idea what we're talking about.
Exactly.
But
So
it's becoming that, isn't it?
it is, and I just wish they had writing classes, writing course. I still go to the dollar store and I buy my son those traceable,
Yes.
the alphabet, and
Yeah.
because they're not writing, they're not
No.
taking writing classes. So it's sad to say a lot of kids they don't know how to
They
write
don't even-
cursive.
No, but they can't even sign their name. They can't do
even
anything.
sign their name. Yes.
It's a different world, technology, and now we have signing on the internet, and DocSign or all these different things you can do. And somebody sent something to me the other day, and I said I never sign on the internet because I'm old-fashioned, and I don't. I don't want my signature there.
Yes,
I said,
yes.
How do I know who can't pick that up?
Absolutely.
So you've got to be very, very careful. So what would you give, last message, what would you give anybody to enhance or to go ahead and write your book, write your story,
Yes, go ahead and write it. And again, don't worry about periods and commas. Worry about getting it written, not getting it right. All of that comes later. That's where the resources come in. And if you don't even want to be bothered with writing the book, speak your book.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Speak your book. Talk your book.
Yeah.
If you have a Word program, there's a little a icon where you can enable speech. It'll even read your book manuscript back to you, or you can use the microphone on your computer and you can speak your book. There's no excuses.
There's so many things out there that you can do.
Yeah, so there's no excuses not to tell your story, to take your story to the grave, especially when it could help someone else. It could change someone's life, alter someone's life, even save someone's life.
But you can also save your own life.
Yes, yes.
By actually doing something and accomplishing something.
Yes, yes.
You know,
It's like
you can accomplish
I wrote my life story in an autobiographical novel, which means I told it in fiction. And it's based on my life, though. And it's like, you know, if you're too embarrassed to tell some of your stuff, it's like, put it in that book. And then when the kids get old enough, you say, hey, this is why I'll never be able to run for president.
This book can only be published after I pass away. That sounds like my book. My book will be, you can't publish my book right now at all. Unless I leave the juicy things out of it, and then it doesn't make it juicy.
Right.
Oh dear, the life and history of us all. How can anybody reach you, Joy?
You can reach me on my website, www.path2publishing.com. If you want to get your feet wet and see if publishing a book is for you, you can visit www.joylynnmross.com, free publishing course, or find me on social media. My kids say the old folks are on Facebook, so I'm old. I'm on Facebook.
Well, I'm on Facebook, but I'm not old. I'm
You know-
39 and holding. I ain't going anywhere.
You know, the younger kids now, it's like, she's old, and we'll be watching television. She's still alive? And I'm like, stop it already. I'm older than her. It's like,
I love it. Not only does she write, she's got a great sense of humor. You must have a great life. How many children do you have? One? Two?
I have 4.
And she has 4 children. The youngest?
Yes, the youngest is 11. The oldest is 31. Don't ask.
End of show. Can't say any more. 31 and 11-year-old. I'm not going there at all. You can write about that. That's your story.
Yes.
Mine is a little different. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, and thank you everybody out there for supporting us even in these hard times. We happen to be actually one of the only shows still performing on Las Vegas Strip, which is absolutely amazing. So I'd love to thank the Peppermill for doing what they do for me. They actually called us back, and so the whole group came back here, and here we are filming, and it looks like I've got a present.
Yes, I want to thank you.
I have a present.
So thank you.
Oh my goodness, there's loads of, oh look, is this some sanitizer
It
in
is.
here? I got my own personal sanitizer. Oh my goodness, and then I have a pen to write. That's good. Now my writing skills could get good, you see. Everything is happening. And then whatever happens, I can put them down on this. This is like a little...
Yes.
Oh, look at this. Path to Publishing, isn't that? Look at that. That's her company. Amazing. Well, Joy, she's been a joy, hasn't she? Absolutely amazing. It's great to have you on the show, and thank you for coming on the show. And we'll be right back with our next guest. Take care. If you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe. Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up, and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.